Tully trying to get out of it. Can he do it?
Getting right down near the end, too, David. There's the bell.
Now he's after JJ. JJ backing up.
Tully caught him with that right foot. Okay, chopping.
Wait a minute.
The pile driver.
Wait a minute. JJ, give me that belt back.
JJ has taken the National Heavyweight Championship belt.
Championship Wrestling, bringing you great wrestling action, sanctioned by the NWA, National Wrestling Alliance.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to World Championship Wrestling, and you're ringside with the NWA. I'm Tully Schiavone. David Crockett is still on assignment and not with us this week, but we have a great 2 hours for you of the best in professional wrestling here today. On today's program, Arn Anderson will defend the World Television title against a Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Sam Houston. Also, we understand from the manager of the Midnight Express, of course, Jim Cornette, that his Midnight Express will defend the World Tag Team title right here today on this program. We'll talk more about that later on. Jim Crockett is with us today, president of Jim Crockett Promotions. Some very exciting news for you, the fans, and all the great stars of the NWA, including the Rock and Roll Express, Magnum TA, the Russian team led by Ivan Koloff, Baron von Raschke. Paul Jones will unveil a new man here today, along with his Barbarian, Tully Blanchard with James J. Dillon, and many, many other top stars. Let's go to the ring.
I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came to do the Boogeyman Shuffle. All right, all right.
All right. Didn't come here looking for trouble, huh? I'm sure Ron Rashi didn't either. Also on the program here today, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes with Baby Doll. Ron Garvin will be here. Down hard on the floor goes Ron Rossi. The Boogeyman Shuffle, he says. Well, Tully Blanchard and James J. Dillon both claim that the domino theory is well underway right now and is very successful. But the fact is, the number one man they tabbed, who was Jimmy Valiant, is right here on television today wrestling. Lens wanted to believe that they weren't successful in putting Valiant out of wrestling, but as you know, their ultimate goal is to get to Dusty Rhodes. And we saw at the top of the program where a pile driver was executed by Tully Blanchard on the head of Dusty Rhodes right after the conclusion of their match on our Superstars on the Superstation program. Rossi hits hard to the turnbuckle. And now right down across the back. Boy, that'll wake you up. Big right hand, and Rossi. So, well, ever since the start of this match, it's been all Jimmy Valiant. A lot of fans write into us, they say, hey, Jimmy Valiant certainly is a man that should be a champion. As you can hear right there, Jimmy Valiant said, I can beat him anytime. He certainly is a man who exhibits confidence in the ring. All right, Rossi back on the Irish whip.
There's a Valiant elbow. And the elbow drop. Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant with the pin on Rashi. Tully Blanchard Enterprises. That looks good.
You better hope that David Crockett doesn't go on too many more special assignments, because you get left out here by yourself, you get a little bit tongue-tied. I'm listening to your commentary, and believe me, I listen to every word you say. You said the domino effect obviously did not work because Jimmy Valiant was out here still wrestling.
I said Jimmy Valiant is still around, but I know that is not your end result, what you want in the domino theory, but, you know, he's still wrestling.
Let me just point something out to you. Jimmy Valiant wrestled Rashi today, and it took him 3 minutes and 48 seconds by my watch to secure a victory on television here. And it looked to me from the opening bell that Jimmy Valiant was fighting for his very life in there against Rashi. If Tully Blanchard had been in there, Mr. Blanchard would have put him away somewhere between 12 and 14 seconds. So the point I make is that we have taken a lot of steam out of the boogeyman Jimmy Valiant. We've just reduced him to a mere shell of what he was. And yes, the domino theory is working. They're falling right down to the end of the line. I'm talking about the national heavyweight champion, Dusty Rhodes. It's just a matter of time. How long?
You know, Dusty Rhodes, JJ and I were sitting around talking the other day, and he knows how well I function under pressure. And the only pressure I've got, I'm used to having that championship belt, defending it every time I set foot in the ring, and that's pressure to walk back out with it. At Dusty Rhodes, 20-minute match, national television. I dropped you on your head, 22 minutes, I'd be the national heavyweight champion. So we took the belt and then sent it back across with the referee, just as a reminder that you can be had, brother. Now, to put pressure under myself right now, I've given myself a time limit. At first, I thought 6 weeks. Then James J. said, you're better than that. You're better than that. 4 weeks. Well, Dusty Rhodes, within 4 weeks from today, I will have the National Heavyweight Championship around my waist. And out here at Dusty Rhodes, you will have nothing.
Tully Blanchard Enterprises, Tully Blanchard and James J. Dillon. We're coming right back. Jim Cornette is here with his World Tag Team Champions.
World Tag Team Champions.
You, I understand you have been fined $5,000 because of this. Is that true?
Yeah, I've been fined $5,000, and you know what it is to me? Nothing. It's a big deal, whoopie ding. $5,000. Mama has already sent the check in the mail. No problem, because the World Tag Team Champions, they make about $500,000 a piece per year, so it's a good investment. $5,000, that's pocket change. You know, I told you about all the letters I've been getting from all the teeny boppers and like the Rock and Roll Express talking about what we did to them and everything. I got to wondering, what kind of mail does the Rock and Roll Express get? What do those little teeny boppers send to the Rock and Roll? So I caught their back turned, and I went and I snuck in the mailbag, and you know what I found? I found a whole bunch of stack of letters, got all the good ones, and one of the girls that wrote to the Rock and Roll sent a picture of herself. Bobby, Dennis, help me with this. This is a picture of one of the girls that was writing to the Rock and Roll Express. A big fat cow. That's all you got. Get a good shot of it. That's all you got writing to you, Rock and Roll, because you're a couple of nappy-headed, geeky-looking little twerps. The pretty girls write to the real men, the champions, the Midnight Express, a couple of real macho men, just like I am. That's who the real pretty girls write to, the World Tag Team Champions. What we took away from you, Rock and Roll, and now you got nothing except a bunch of fat, ugly cows cheering for you. And, Tony, on TV right here today, you know, the Rock and Roll, they were so scared they'd never defend the belts, especially on TV, national TV, in front of 20 million people. Well, the World Tag Team Champions, the Midnight Express, they are defending the belts on television right here today against a great team, the pride of the USA, Don Cornette. He used to hold half of the World Tag Team title.
Right, you're right.
And the big cowboy from Texas, Big Outlaw Ron Bass. That's who we're going to defend the titles against right here on television today. And we're going to show everybody that we are indeed fighting champions. ladies and gentlemen, your champions of the NWA, the greatest tag team that there's ever been in professional wrestling and rock and roll. Hey, Bobby, why don't we take and put that up on the wall, or maybe put it under the sink to keep the roaches away? Rock and roll, we'll say hello to all the girls that used to cheer for you, now that they're cheering for a couple of real men, a couple of champions, and allowed to say 3 real men, because I'm about as macho as they are, and I'm certainly a lot more man than the Rock and Roll Express. Let's go train, boys.
There they are. You heard it today for the World Tag Team title. The Midnight Express with Jim Cornette against Ron Bass and Don Cornetto. It should be a great matchup. Let's go back to the ring. And in the ring, it's Baron Von Raschke. Admits the chance of Weasel and Onion Head from the fans, so going up against Kent Glover. Many of the chants obviously directed at, there you see, number 1 Weasel, Paul Jones. Said Paul Jones will unveil a new man. Right now, it's Big Baron Von Raschke. Good hip. So much confidence over the years, Baron Von Raschke. His win-loss record has been phenomenal. And that win-loss record has given him plenty of confidence, the great East German athlete. Now, we talked about Paul Jones's new man who'll be with us here later on, T-Joe Khan, the man you got to see. Also, next week, right here on World Championship Wrestling, we get to see gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and Precious. Certainly Jimmy Garvin, a fine athlete, a fine professional wrestler. He and Precious arrive to World Championship Wrestling next week. Indicative that the NWA certainly has the best wrestlers, the best wrestling in the world today. Good move by Glover to get out of there. And now Glover against the side of the head of Raschke. It didn't phase him though at all. Did not phase the big German in the least. Right to the left knee. Now tugging away at the face, Von Raschke quickly. Pee Wee Anderson, the referee, calls for the break. Usually Paul Jones is easily bothered by the fans, but that's not the case here now. He is really concentrating on the match, watching closely his great East German athlete. That, as you know by now, was given to the Russian team on loan. Right to the chin. Certainly when the Russians got Von Raschke, he certainly fit into their mold, not only his beliefs, but the way he wrestles in the ring. Backbreaker. Ken Glover's a big guy, too, to pick up like that. And an elbow from Von Raschke. Just to go to show you that you may think of Von Raschke with the claw, but that is not all he can use. Right across the chest. Now Glover into the ropes. High back toss. And he's showing the claw. The famed claw from the Baron. Into the ropes again, and there it is. On the momentum of Ken Glover onto the ropes. What we're amazed by is how quick a man will go out and how quick a man will submit from that claw once it's applied by Von Raschke. And on the other side of the scale, how slow he is to release the claw. Still holding on. Finally. We're at ringside with Paul Jones, Baron von Raschke, and a new addition. 2 questions for you.
I want to introduce you here to T.J. Khan, the newest addition to my stable. I expect great things from this man. He's a superior athlete from Singapore. And you know, some people might ask, well, why is Paul Jones building such a large organization? Well, let me tell you something. In 1985, I suffered a lot of injuries bodily to myself. And that's not going to happen in 1986. And if I want to control the wrestling world, I have to have an army of my own. And with the Barbarian and the Baron von Raschke and T.J. Khan, brother, let me tell you something. It's going to happen. 1986 is going to be it.
Das ist richtig. And we are going to serve Herr Paul Jones. He has the master plan. He will rule the wrestling world. And we don't care who we are in the ring with. And I tell you something, let me warn you, there are certain wrestlers who are calling us names from behind the back. They are going to pay first of all, and that's all the people need to know.
Let's go back to the ring. Paul Jones, we saw him out here with T.J. Khan. And Baron von Raschke. Boy, where does he get these men? Take a look at T.J. Khan in that face. And now he's in the ring with the Barbarian. He certainly is a man that surrounded himself with some mean individuals. And, you know, I've said this before, but you got to give Paul Jones a lot of credit for being able to control these men. The power of the Barbarian. Paul Jones still on the apron of the ring, provoking and trying to intimidate. There you see Pee Wee Anderson telling him to throw down the floor, but he was provoking and intimidating Paul Garner. And really, the Barbarian doesn't need this. I mean, you don't need to intimidate anybody when he's going up against the Barbarian, because the Barbarian does enough himself. Now Garner tries a headlock, and he just tossed away like a fly. Right to the arm. Garner trying the arm now. Now he's got him back towards the turnbuckle. Garner still in there. Oh, the Barbarian throws him down again. It's obvious. If you're going to go after the man standing up, you got to be a lot stronger than Paul Garner is. Got to get the man off his feet. And now the Barbarian working him over in the corner. Right to the foot. Garner hits hard. Picks him up high. Presses him high above his head. It really seems like he gets stronger every week. Paul Jones with a cane. Well, the Barbarian is so talented. He is so strong, so awesome. And certainly can defeat a man without such antics as that. Now the question is, who's as strong as the Barbarian? And Cowboy Ron Bass, who will be up later on in a World Tag Team title match, will be the first to say, oh, Jones catches him again. And again. Bass will be the first to say, well, I don't know if I'm strong as the Barbarian, but I know I give it my best shot. And certainly Ron Bass is one of the stronger men in wrestling. The test of strength, as Paul Jones says, and a $10,000 inducement. The Barbarian who just kicked Paul Garner to the floor, waiting on his man. Oh, the Mr. Helpful Paul Jones. Garner, he has hit the small of that back many times in this match. And now the Barbarian puts that big frame right on top of him. Nearly 300 pounds of solid man right there. Head butts him all the way across the ring and all the way out. There's the Barbarian. And kind of slithering up to Paul Garner, you see with his back to you, Paul Jones. Right in the chest. Something like that now is what Ron Bass has to be aware of during these feats of strength, or this test of strength that Paul Jones has called it. Paul Jones will try things like that, especially when there's $10,000 on the line. Across the chest. Obviously, Paul Garner is being made an example. Something to show Ron Bass exactly what this man can do. And now Garner still has fight left in him, but takes one to the throat. Another headbutt. Into the ropes again. Oh, the big fight. Caught him right in the chin.
Tony, don't sell this guy short. This guy can beat Ron Bass.
Who are you talking about? The Barbarian with a power slam.
I'm talking about Garner.
Can beat Ron Bass. Ron Bass is quite a man, and you better not underestimate him at all. That's a big mistake that Jones could make. And the Barbarian hits hard with a flying headbutt. The winner, the Barbarian, walks right over his man into victory. Well, regardless of what Tully Blanchard or James J. Dillon will tell you, I don't think, they said they took some steam out of you. I don't think Tully Blanchard's taking any steam out of you, Jimmy Valiant.
This man Rhodes, the boogie woogie man, you see we tight, baby. I mean, if this man Rhodes would say, Boogie Man, taste that Kool-Aid, I wouldn't hesitate. You know where I'm coming from?
I know where you're coming from.
Well, J.J. Dillon, Tully Blanchard, you're not gonna run the Boogie Man nowhere. You're not gonna run Dusty Rhodes nowhere. In fact, if you play dominoes with Boogie Man or Dustman Rhodes, we're gonna skunk you. You understand where I'm coming from?
I certainly do.
I got one more thing to say, baby. Okay. Mr. Weasel, Paul Jones, you got 3 people in your stable that you're building. Number 1, the Barbarian from Parts Unknown. Number 2, Mr. Bear Van Raska from East Germany. And number 3, Ticho Techo Khan. From where?
Singapore.
Singapore. Well, what they are to the Boogeyman, baby, is nothing but bald-headed geeks. Bald-headed geeks. That's right, Jack. Forfeit.
Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant. More action awaits you in the ring. Tully Blanchard, Ray Traylor. On mere sight of this matchup, a couple of things are obvious. Number 1 is that Tully Blanchard has the more experience. We're talking about a man who has been U.S. champion, world television champion, has the more experience of the two. But Ray Traylor really has a weight advantage And you wonder about Blanchard and his strategy as he now talks to Dillon. His favorite maneuver is the slingshot suplex, and we wonder about the slingshot suplex in this match. Don't we, James J?
Well, one thing we want to point out, this is a classic example. I'm often asked if we handpick our opponents for television, and this is an obvious example that if I was going to handpick someone, I wouldn't have picked a Mr. Ray Traylor, because the man has a tremendous size advantage over Mr. Blanchard. But on this particular occasion, I think it's going to present an opportunity to really show what a magnificent athlete Tully Blanchard really is. Because as you see already, approximately 30 seconds into the match, he's taken a man that is probably 6'6", 6'7", 325 pounds at least, and by taking him off his feet, height no longer becomes an advantage.
You're right about that. He took him right off his feet. The quickness of Blanchard goes through, and there's a big knee. There's no denying Tully Blanchard and his ability. And he certainly scouted out the man. Got right to work on him, and now hooks him up with the arm underneath the throat. Jimmy Valiant out here just a minute ago sounded pretty good to me, and really, honestly, looked pretty good in his match. No, JJ and Tully both claim they had taken some steam out of the boogeyman on their way to get that national heavyweight title. Traylor now using his weight to get Tully to the corner, and that brings Dillon right to the apron of the ring. Elbows. Now Dillon concentrating on what is taking place in the ring. Obviously, when you have your favorite maneuver, you have to adjust for different people. Think about now the Midnight Express, just to bring up two guys, or either Bobby or Dennis, who really adapt their favorite moves to their opponent. Blanchard, certainly a man that's capable of that. Back into the corner. Traylor has Blanchard really sandwiched at this time. Blanchard just fighting out as best he can. And now into the corner. Got a break that time. This is where a manager can be so, and I know Dillon does not like to consider himself a manager. Manager can be so effective in a match. Obviously, Dillon told Blanchard, or their strategy was to take the man down and work on the legs. And that's what Blanchard is doing. Uh-oh. He's going to try it. He got him up! Oh, my! Blanchard got him up! And he's going to pin him. What a win for Tully Blanchard. Incredible. Early on the program, Jim Cornette was out here. We said, hey, Jim Cornette has been levied a fine of $5,000, which really does not bother him monetarily wise in the least. But we understand from Mr. Jim Crockett Jr., president of Jim Crockett Promotions, negotiations have been going on, meetings have been going on all week to possibly get that racket, as you know, was instrumental in them securing the World Tag Team Title Championship. Get that racket suspended from professional wrestling, and we'll talk more about that later on. A couple of more things I'd like to address right now. As you know, speaking of tag teams, Jim Crockett Memorial Senior Tag Team Tournament for the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup is coming up very soon. We're going to bring Jim Crockett in here to talk about that, but also to talk about a trophy and a brand new belt that has been given to none other than the World Heavyweight Champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair. I have seen the belt. As you know, Ric Flair is the heavyweight champion of the entire world, and this belt is certainly a magnificent trophy for only one man, who is the World Heavyweight Champion. Jimmy Crockett, I have seen that belt. It is gorgeous, that belt that Ric Flair now has. But what we want to talk about is the tournament for the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. A lot of places are bidding to get this tournament. I know all across the world. Tokyo, Japan, one of them.
Well, you know, the purse has been set at $1 million. It's the first ever tag team tournament ever sanctioned by the National Wrestling Alliance. And we at Jim Crockett Promotions are very proud and honored that they named it after my father, Jim Crockett Sr. And I think that the NWA should grant Charlotte, North Carolina, the home of Jim Crockett Promotions, where Jim Crockett got it all started, to be the site of the Jim Crockett Memorial Senior Cup, or one of the two great Starcade cities, Atlanta or Greensboro. And I personally believe that's where it'll be.
Well, we do know that bids are coming in from all over the world to host the tournament for the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. And as Jimmy said, hopefully for Jim Crockett Promotions, it will be in either the Starcade cities or in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Let's go back to the ring. We talked about Ric Flair and that gorgeous belt he now owns. It's a trophy that the World Heavyweight Champion holds. It's a belt valued at over $35,000. And one man who would like to have that brand new belt around his waist, and many people feel certainly is the next man to own it, is Ron Garvin. Ric Flair, though, is certainly a man that many men talk about defeating, but he still is able to hold on to that trophy. And now, the pride, the prestige is even more so with that belt. It is a magnificent trophy that only wrestling's World Heavyweight Champion can own. Ron Garvin knocking down Art Pritts. Garvin certainly has captured the imagination and the spirit of all the fans. You can hear here at ringside the matches he has had against Ric Flair as of late. Pushing the champion right to the limit on many occasions. Down goes Pritts again. Good hip toss out of the corner that time. One more thing I'd like to bring up, and we touched on it right before we spoke with Jimmy Crockett. The suspension of the tennis racket. Will that come about? Negotiations have been going on for so long now. As always, Jim Crockett Promotions keeps its hand on the pulse of the fans. What the fans want, Jim Crockett Promotion produces. And the cry has been heard. That tennis racket has absolutely no place in wrestling. And meetings will be going on, I'm sure, into next week about the situation with Cornette and that tennis racket. Something has to be done. So our hats go out to Jim Crockett Promotions for, you know, backing up the fans, listening to the fans, what they want. And what many of the fans right here want is Ron Garvin to just take Art Pritts and stretch him every which way he can. And that's exactly what he's doing. Garvin's such a veteran who's been around the ring for so many years, working strictly on his own time zone. Whatever he wants. Huey Anderson asking Art Pritts now. We have seen Ron Garvin right here on TV knock out Ric Flair. We have seen him push Flair to the limit. But still, Ric Flair owns that belt. And we certainly do. Ask you that the next time you see Ric Flair wrestle, pay close attention to that belt. We encourage you to just just take a look at it. I've never really seen one trophy for one man so spectacular in my life. Understand it's made of gold, silver, diamonds, rubies. Right now, Garvin slamming Pritts. Obviously, he's upset at the man. Into the ropes he goes, and right to the punch. He shouldn't get up from that. And he won't. Ronnie Garvin, a win again. In 1986, you wouldn't let the fans down. You were going to get that World Heavyweight title belt. You may have seen that new belt that Ric Flair now has, and that really makes it even more of an inducement to get that belt around your waist.
You said it right, Tony. You know, Ric Flair and I are on a collision course. And I've known this for some time, and I know Ric Flair knows it. The whole world knows it. It's going to happen. You see, when two trains are about to collide, there's no telling. Somebody's got to go off the track. Somebody's got to back down. Well, I'm not going off the track. I'm not going to back down. Ric Flair, I want what you got around your waist. With all due respect for your ability as a wrestler, not as a human being, but as a wrestler, I do respect your ability because you're probably the toughest man I've ever faced. But you and I will meet. We'll look at each other in the eye, and I don't care where it's at. Might be St. Louis, might be Greensboro, might be Cleveland, Buffalo, New. It don't matter where it's at, you see. Because when we step into that ring, we're going for that $35,000 worth of gold you got around your waist and all the prestige. So we can sit here, you can sit out here and talk about all your women, custom made from head to toe. I'm not custom made, but I'm man. All man from head to toe. And that, Ric Flair, you will find out when I step into the ring, no matter where it's at.
Ronnie Garvin looking right at the world champion and that brand new belt. We're coming right back. World Championship Wrestling continues, and we have a match coming up.
Shut up. Let me tell you something. I heard Jimmy Crockett out here talking, and I heard what you said. Yeah, Jim Crockett is trying to get my tennis racket banned. Well, let me tell you something, Crockett. You can try all you want to try, but the plain fact of the matter is my constitutional right. The right to bear arms, the right to personal freedom and privacy, and besides that, Mother gave it to me, and it's my security blanket. It takes care of me while she's not around. So, Crockett, if you were going to get your way, evidently you would have got it by now, wouldn't you? But let me tell you something. You get on the wrong side of the Cornette family, we'll be holding the Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup in my mama's living room because it's big enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now the NWA World Tag Team Champions, the greatest team in professional wrestling today, Loverboy Dennis and beautiful Bobby the Midnight Express. Has held those, or at least half of the World Tag Team title before. So this match is for the belt. For the World Tag Team title defense right here today. And I get to hold on to these belts, as always, during a title match here on the Superstation. And now they're up in this match. Match for the World Tag Team title. Cowboy Ron Bass and Don Cornette against the Midnight Express. Title match, I tell you. Tony, that's the closest you'll ever come to any kind of championship. Right here, Ron Bass, Don Cornette, this is the most important day in these two gentlemen's career. They finally have a chance to wrestle for a world championship. There's only 4 men in professional wrestling that can call themselves a world champion. That's Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, the world TV champion, and the greatest tag team in the world tag team champions, Midnight Express.
Right now,
notoriously slow starters in a championship match because they want to feel their opponents out. That's exactly what they're doing. They're feeling them out, and pretty soon they're going to get the measure of Bass and Kernodle, and then they will know exactly what strategy to adopt. Tony, if you were on the ball, you'd know that.
up with an arm now is Lover Boy Dennis. Beautiful Bobby and Ron Bass. Once again, Jim.
Okay, I mean,
look, this is a good team.
What did I just say? Oh, okay, Bass and Kernodle are a very credible team. They have a lot of wins under their belt. Like I said, Kernodle was at one time one half of the World Tag Team Champions. This is a competitive match. These guys are no slouches, but neither are they of the caliber of the Midnight Express, or they'd be wearing these belts that you're holding right here on this desk instead of the Midnight Express. Like I said, they're just feeling them out a little bit. Bass is a big guy, but pretty soon we'll know exactly what to do. Look at Bass, he looks a little winded already, because see, that plays an important part. He's 300 pounds. Loverboy Dennis, Beautiful Bobby at 230, 235 apiece. They're going to be able to go a lot harder, a lot faster than Ron Bass.
All right, back to the corner for Don Kernodle. Bobby reaches and gets a hand right to the head.
Was that double teaming? Huh?
You haven't done that before.
Was it double teaming? Was it a closed fist? Sure it was.
All right, right to the corner. Kernodle picks him up. Jim, you're getting pretty upset over here.
All right, I'm absolutely sure that in just a few minutes, we are going to have them felt out, and we are going to have this situation under control. I am positive of it, just like I said would happen, and here we go, right there. Domination by the Midnight Express, the most feared team in professional wrestling. Do you know what it means to be a world champion, Tom? No, of course you don't. And there's only 4 people in the world, like I said, that do, and we are 2 of them.
All right, Kernodle kicks out.
All under control now. Tony, see, it was only a matter of time.
Cornette is sweating bullets over here, to use an old phrase. World Tag Team title match. Don Kernodle and Cowboy Ron Bass came out of the gate. And now Kernodle has him up. Cornette can't believe what he's seeing. And so close to getting those World Tag Team titles taken away. That was close, Jim. That was really close. Now, Beautiful Bobby. Warning now from Pee Wee Anderson. Kernodle ducks down. Hey, clothesline. Got him with a clothesline. A clothesline. Jim, wait just a second. We got to go away.
We'll have things under control in
we
just
got to go away. We'll be right back.
Really, we'll have it.
Well, Jim Cornette said before the break, we'll have things under control. I wouldn't think that they're completely under control right now, although they are getting the best of Ron Bass right here. World Tag Team Champions. Bass kicks out. He kicks them both out. And now both men. He kicked both of them out. Oh, double noggin buster right there. Ron Bass and Don Kernodle taking the fight right to the World Tag Team Champions. Ron Bass had both men on top of him, and he kicked out, kicking both of them off. Okay. Bass checking about how close they are to the corner. And as you know, this is where Ron Bass. This is Ron Bass' strong point right here, the test of strength. Bass having a few words to Cornette as we take a look from behind Jim Cornette now. And Dennis goes right to the chin. Into the knee. And now Beautiful Bobby. Stomping away on the chest. Here he goes. Up to the top turnbuckle.
he's off. Oh, he's down across Bass. This could be it. He kicked out in a 1 count. He kicked out in a 1 count. Cornette cannot believe it. Look at Cornette. And Bass comes with a high vertical suplex. And makes a tag. Cornette really working over Loverboy Dennis. Both turnbuckle. Both neutral corners that time. Dennis was slammed hard. And we saw beautiful Bobby, one of those high-flying, as Cornette executes a neck breaker. High-flying moves, and Bass kicked right out earlier. Cornette, abdominal stretch, has him locked up. Pee Wee Anderson dragging. This could be the moment of truth now for the midnight. Cornette looking in. Cornette still has it locked. Dennis can't take much more of this. Now, has him rolled over and hooked. Well, Pee Wee Anderson was not satisfied with the shoulders being on the mat. Only got a brief count out of that. And now Dennis in the ropes. Okay, the break is called. Cornette has Dennis up. Right on Ron Bass. And he's holding him right there, the small of the back, right down across that left knee. Loverboy Dennis, oh, he gets out of that, raking Bass across the eyes. He was put in the abdominal stretch, and then in a backbreaker. Right in front of Cornette. The intimidation by Cornette, regardless of who they're wrestling, is there. And now Dennis effectively using the ropes. Cornette, as you can see left of your screen, is really upset. Double team. And Bass in big trouble now. Ron Bass in a whole lot of trouble. Remember, this is for the World Tag Team title. I got to... Cornette coming over towards me. I got to give them credit, putting their belts up against what is really a formidable team. Bobby was trying to sneak over to the neutral turnbuckle to jump off. And now Bass gets raked down the back. Great match. And Bass now reeling. Oh, Bobby really measuring for those right-handed lows. Cornette gets in. And as you can see the right of your screen, what happens to Bass when Cornette gets a little bit over anxious. Now for the pin. Only got a 1 count. Jim Cornette thought that should have been it. He thought that was it. Jim, that was only a 1 count.
What have we got to do to these guys, huh? What have we got to do to make them stay down there? No, they don't know when they're beat.
I don't think they're beaten yet. Bobby, once again, top turnbuckle. And he misses. Bobby missed. And beautiful Bobby, all he can do to roll to the corner to make a tag. And now freshmen are in for both teams. It's Dennis and Don Cornette. Cornette wanted to go. That time with the cannon. And he goes right to the suplex. This could be it. Only a 2 count. Cornette, as Cornette said, will not stay down. And Bass is livid. Got them both now. Elbow. Another one. One save. There's the one save. And now all 4 men are in. Ron Bass. Atomic drop. Into the claw. He's got Dennis in a claw. Oh, Cornette
Jim Cornette hit Ron Bass in the back with that tennis racket. You could see it, you could hear it. And Pee Wee Anderson is called for a disqualification. And again, that racket which has no place in wrestling. Here's the Rock and Roll Express. The Rock and Roll Express at ringside, into the ring to help out Kernodle and Bass. Cornette has taken the belts and he is gone. Same old story. The racket comes into play by Jim Cornette.
Every time, Tony, it seems like Jimmy Cornette comes out here with this racket. But let me tell you something, Cornette. And I'd like to say something to Mr. Jim Crockett. We appreciate you coming out here and fighting Jimmy Cornette $5,000. But Jimmy Cornette, you said you didn't care about $5,000. But you look at the Rock and Roll Express. We don't care about the $5,000 either, baby. But what we want to do is we're going to settle this situation in our own way. We want to settle it in our own self because we're all getting together. I'm talking about the American Dream. I'm talking about Magnum TA. We're going to handle this situation, Jimmy Cornette, ourselves. Because you can run and you can hide, but sooner or later, the Rock and Roll Express is going to get right down to you.
Okay, here's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
These men don't need nobody. Like they said, everybody stay out their business. I'm not getting in their business. We know that Jim Cornette is going to be put in a cage somewhere. I got a present for my boys here.
Okay, got a present for it.
Right here, boys, is the Betty Lou. When I found Betty Lou a few years ago in San Francisco, California, it was being used in a place where things were done and it was kind of kinky, you understand? So right now, what I'm going to tell you is, it's got a hook on the top. You put Cornette in this cage, they'll take it 80 feet in the ceiling, anywhere in the world, and he'll be out of your hair. Betty Lou belongs to y'all.
Thank you, Dusty. Woo! Betty Lou is coming out tonight. Let me say one thing, though. Jimmy Cornette, we told you you can run. You can run anywhere you want to. But from now on, you belong to the Rock and Roll Express. Because sooner or later, baby, we're going to come down, and we're going to come down hard. Woo! You Dusty.
All right, Betty Lou, the cage, is now the property of the Rock and Roll Express. More right after this timeout. Tell you what, just when you think Jim Cornette's going to have his way, out steps the American Dream. Now, I'm sure you heard what Tully Blanchard had to say. They say 4 weeks until they have that title.
Well, Tully Blanchard's got a way of saying a lot of things that don't take place, you know. And he said, when I take the title in 4 weeks from Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, you won't have anything. Well, one thing that he has forgot about is for a year and a half, there was somebody that took care of his every needs, led him down the right path, and on 2 different occasions gave him 2 major titles in this country. And now I have, see, a man don't own no women in this country, you understand? Women are now right equal to par with everybody else anywhere, and I love the ladies. And my main lady right here, Dolly, takes care of the American Dream now. Iron Anderson is very simple. Week in and week out, we come out here on this television, without a doubt, and we talk about the world's television title. We talk about you having it and you never beaten Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. That's very simple. The facts are, it is just very easy. And laid up somewhere in Wisconsin, unable to compete, unable to make a profit for his family, unable to really be anything but a laid up Ole Anderson, your cousin, you have forgot about that. Baby doll come out and she told you on nationwide TV, she told you on every television throughout this country, said, Iron Anderson, you're next. It's simple, it's easy. Read between the lines. And Tully Blanchard, 20 minutes, put me on my noggin. It takes more than one of them to keep the American Dream down. You take heed. How many times I gotta come out here and spread the rumors that you're gonna do something and you're gonna get Dusty Rhodes thing in 4 weeks, today, anytime, come on and get it. And Ric Flair, in this vast kingdom of the world, Ric Flair, there's only room for one king. And I will rule as long as I want. And that pretty little lady from Alabama over there, that pretty little lady from Alabama in the brown, I love her to death, baby. Ain't no doubt about it.
Let's go back to the ring. You know who this is? The chant of the fans for the Rock and Roll Express. In a real good mood right now as they go up against Big Bob Owens and Larry Clark. Bob Owens and Robert Gibson in there now. We say good mood because of what happened here earlier on this program when Dusty Rhodes came out and presented his cage that he calls Betty Lou to the Rock and Roll Express to hopefully put Jim Cornette in to keep him out of any match in which the Rock and Roll would try to regain the World Tag Team title. Pretty lady from Alabama that Dusty Rhodes was talking about. You saw it right there. Up with the arm of Larry Clark, Robert Gibson. Right to the elbow. Boy, the fans just rose their feet. Excited to see the Rock and Roll Express. As a matter of fact, we have two groups here today. Mary Knox has brought a group from the Central Holiness Church here in Atlanta. And Fred Foster brought a group from the Jones Boys Club here in Atlanta to be with us. We'd like to have you with us also. So if you ever get a chance to go or come down to Atlanta, we'd like for you to call ahead for television reservations. And call that number right there. We do have excitement. We tape every Saturday morning, and you talk about excitement today. We still have a match for the World Television title as Arn Anderson defends against the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion Sam Houston. That is still to come. Okay, understand now from Tommy Edwards, our director, we gave you the wrong number for television reservations. TV reservations. Please call, absolutely free of charge, but to get in, you must have a reservation. Please call that number. And come join us for taping of World Championship and Championship Wrestling. Wanted to make a wish, anybody? Certainly wasn't Larry Clark wanted to make a wish. That's the Rock and Roll Express. Work on Clark and Bob Owens outside of the ring. Ricky Morton. Suplex. Now the short suplex takes him over again. Twice. Dropped very hard down on his back. Only got a 1 count. Tag is made to Owens. As you can tell, Bob Owens very reluctant to get back in the ring. Many people are, Mr. Owens, to get in the ring with the Rock and Roll Express. kick out. We still have Ivan and Nikita Koloff to come. Magnum TA, the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, of course. And that match for the World Television title. Sleeper. Gibson has the sleeper applied. Clark comes in with a save. And now all 4 men are in. Both men slam together. Center ring. The double drop kick. And that is going to be it, I'm sure. Yes, sir. Rock and roll is still around, Jim Cornette. And now they have Betty Lou the Cage. This trophy, as you well know by now, indicative of the world's 6-man tag team champions, 2/3, Ivan Koloff and Nikita Koloff, and I should say, looking very dapper.
This is right. You know, I have a message from Crusher Khrushchev to you, Paul Henry, Road Warriors. The leg is healing very fast. He's looking forward to coming back and avenging himself against you. You know, the fact is, we did what we were going to do. We said we were going to do by leaving you laying on our first encounters. Now you think you have the advantage inside the cage, or double chain match, or 6-man? No, this is our type of match. We excel at this. We are looking forward to it. You Americans out there, Magnum TA, going around saying he's the United States Heavyweight Champion. This is a lie. Let's go back in history. Nephew Nikita, myself, we're at Starrcade. We never heard Tully Blanchard say I quit, because he never said it. You are a liar and you are a cheat. How much you pay promoters? How much you pay NWA to keep United States belt? Yes, you are a liar and a cheat, Magnum TA. The fact is, Nikita, my nephew, is the uncrowned United States Heavyweight Champion, and not you. Yes, all the Americans know. All Russia knows, the Soviet Union, the Kremlin knows that American TV is strong over here in America. Millions and millions of people watch it. NWA, Jim Crockett promotion, highest rating ever, professional wrestling. Why? Because of nephew Nikita, because of the Koloff family. Everybody wants to watch us come out here. Because of this, the Kremlin has ordered nephew Nikita not to wrestle anymore after today on television until this coward, Magnum TA, sign a contract to wrestle Nikita on television for United States Heavyweight Championship. And you, Dusty Rhodes, you better keep your nose out of our business or you'll have more than broken leg, Nikki.
Спасибо, Garvin. Magnum TA, будете купить фиат или шишкарина. Magnum TA, английского собака. Меня вот, что это Magnum TA. Put your name down.
Okay, as you heard Ivan Koloff say about Nikita Koloff, let's go to the ring right now. Magnum TA, the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, against Lee Peak. And as they said, that Nikita Koloff will wrestle no more on television after today, as a match coming up later on. Will wrestle no more on television after today until he gets a title shot on TV for Magnum TA's U.S. Heavyweight title. And there's the U.S. Champion, Magnum TA against Lee Peak. Drop kick. Oh, Magnum is really in top form here today. Into the turnbuckle, belly to belly. Down goes Lee Peak. Nobody gets up from that. Nikita Koloff says no more on TV after today until he gets a shot for your title on TV.
Well, frankly, maybe I'd be doing the whole wrestling world a favor if I never wrestled Nikita Koloff on television. Because personally, I'm sure the people out there don't like seeing him any more than I do. Now, you don't have to take too close a look at me to see this battle is kind of taking its toll on me. Yeah, there's a lot of damage being done to me, but not just by Nikita Koloff. I'm up against the whole family. Every time I go to the ring, there's Ivan Koloff there. Never know if Baron Von Rasky's gonna show up somewhere. But Nikita, you look at me real close. I won that title all by myself.
Nobody gave it to me. I beat Tully Blanchard 1, 2, 3. I made him quit. That's why I'm the champion. Now, if you are half the man you say all you Russians are, you can get this done all by yourself. Now, if you want the one-on-one title match, that's fine. Here on television, I don't care where it's at. If you want a tag team match, the American Dream's always at my side. America's team is standing strong. So you and Baron, you and Ivan, that's fine. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not handing that title over to anybody without a fight. You'll have to use that Russian sickle a lot better than you've been doing it because you're going to put me out for good. I'm not giving that title up. And not you or any other commie is going to put me down and take that title back to Russia.
Magnum TA, the U.S. heavyweight champion. Back with our match for the world television title right after this. It is 1 fall, 10 minutes for the NWA World Television title. Arn Anderson, the champion, defending the title against Sam Houston, who is currently the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. As Pee Wee Anderson shows the belt to the challenger and now to the fans in attendance. This is for that World Television title, 1 fall, 10 minutes. Arn Anderson, who has thwarted all challenges to that title. I've got to hold this World Television title right here. All right, Arn Anderson and Sam Houston lock up in the ropes. Sam Houston, talking about a young man who has gone through the right training. He has gone through the school of America's team, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA. You by now know that story. Young man from Waco, Texas, who right here, oh, he took a serious tackle that time. A young man, Sam Houston, who right here on this TV station. Arn Anderson giving him a chance to leave the ring, which we all know Sam Houston's not going to do. All right, Arn looking at me saying no contest. We have just begun this match, though. Now, back to my original thought. Right here on TV, Sam Houston won a title match right here on the Superstation, defeating Crusher Khrushchev for the Mid-Atlantic title. So, oh, did he take another spill that time from that hand by Anderson? And he's mad. There is a chance of too much confidence, as you know, in any sport, which I would think that Arn Anderson is showing us right now. Uh-oh. Sam Houston is ready to go. Now I think maybe Arn Anderson takes him seriously. Maybe. Into a headlock. Another tackle by Anderson. Houston tries a hip toss, but Arn comes up with the arm. Good maneuver. And Houston drops Arn Anderson right down to the canvas. Maybe, well, not even maybe. We know he took him too lightly. Arn Anderson said it's the biggest fluke he's ever seen, huh? Well, let's see if uh-oh. Now he's inviting Arn Anderson to leave. Let's see if a fluke can happen twice. He blocked it. Oh, right to the head. Sam Houston decks the television champion again.
Well, we have seen many men on this program get Arn Anderson upset and then regret it. But Houston's a different breed. Lock up again. Into the ropes one more time. Midsection. This is where Anderson's dangerous in the ropes. Oh, the big left hand from Arn Anderson. Houston with a cartwheel. And a drop kick. Again. What a move by Houston, that cartwheel, to bypass what would have been a high backdrop. Now both men, obviously the respect is there between both. No more talking now. Side headlock by Houston. Anderson with the hair, it's obvious. Houston gets it a shot while Pee Wee Anderson was at the other side. Houston will not go off of the rope. Remember, this is for the World Television title. If Sam Houston wins here today, he'll have 2 titles, Mid-Atlantic and World TV. Fans encouraging Houston along. Anderson again tries the hair. Houston holds on. As you can see, Arn Anderson has tried every maneuver as far as pulling the hair goes to get out of this. Pulling the hair, whipping into the ropes. And as you can hear the fans in the studio here at WTBS, right behind the young Texan. There he goes in the ropes. Oh, Houston caught an arm in the midsection that time from Anderson. Arn Anderson. Uh-oh. Now there's a story behind that, and it has to do with the Andersons. That left arm, as you can tell, still has tape on it. Months ago, back in the later stages of 1985, Sam Houston suffered an injury, as a matter of fact, a broken wrist at the hands of Ole Anderson, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard. Arn Anderson, realizing this, goes right to work on the left arm. As you see the pressure applied to that forearm. Now, compare this to many times in the past when the Andersons go after the shoulder of an arm, of the left arm, to try to take out the shoulder. Just the opposite now. Arn Anderson working on the forearm of Sam Houston. He knows the weakness. He's going right after it. Arn Anderson, you can't tell from that shot right there, but he has been using the leverage also, pulling on that arm. This match, World Television title, 1 fall, 10 minutes. We got to take a break right here. If the match would happen to end during the break, we would show you what happened on instant replay. But if not, we'll be back with the remainder of the match right after this timeout. Back for the match for the World TV title. Arn Anderson defended against Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion Sam Houston. During the break, Arn Anderson has pulled and twisted on that arm every which way, but the young cowboy will not give up. Many times Arn Anderson demanded that Sam Houston quit, but that would not be the case. And now Houston, oh, for a second, a tremendous rally, only to be thwarted by that big elbow. Houston picked up hard and slammed equally as hard to the mat. Still Anderson, who has threatened Houston,
during the break, threatening to take the arm and break the arm. Goes right back to it. Houston continues to say no. Arn Anderson continues to demand the submission from the young cowboy. And now the ropes come into play. Into the ropes. Sam Houston trying the sunset flip, but to no avail. Arn Anderson really beamed him with that one. I have in my possession the World Television Championship belt that will go to the winner of this match. If young Houston can pin Arn Anderson or get him to submit, he will be the new World Television Champion. There's a look at the challenge. Arn Anderson went right through the tournament like he said he would and won the tournament, but still has not defeated the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, for the title. As you know, back in the later part of '85, Dusty Rhodes stripped of this title because he was unable to defend the title within the 30-day period that the NWA sets up. And that was because of the injury sustained by Dusty Rhodes. So the fact is, Dusty Rhodes was never beaten for this title. And the revenge, the drive to get back at Arn Anderson is so great that Dusty Rhodes has marked Arn Anderson as the next horseman to drop. One is down, and that's Ole Anderson. According to Dusty, 3 remain, starting with that man. You can imagine at Arn Anderson knowing that Sam Houston is a protege of Dusty Rhodes. At Arn Anderson, it would be just as content to hurt Sam Houston as to win the match. All right, Houston. Once again, a big flurry from Sam Houston. He gets to his feet. Houston with a series of right hands. Trying a monkey flip. And successful as Arn Anderson hits the center of the ring. Houston again. And he goes right to the knee of Anderson. With a great atomic drop. Arn Anderson. 1, 2, only got a 2 count. Houston. Anderson whip. High backdrop. And Houston covers it. Boy, did Anderson bolt out of that one. Anderson whips Houston in. Houston catches the ropes. Sam Houston caught the ropes as Arn Anderson ducked out of the way. And now Arn Anderson. That's it. Arn Anderson, here it is. World Television's title, and it is still yours. And I know you're probably short of breath right now. Heck of a match. I mean, the young man really gave you a tussle out there.
Very formidable opponent. Very talented. A lot of guts.
Protege of Dusty Rhodes, I might say, also.
Same style. A lot of guts, a lot of fight, a lot of heart. But the bottom line is a little bit short on talent. Now, Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, Rock and Roll Express, Manny Fernandez, I don't care who you are. The bottom line is, this is mine. I earned it. Jim Crockett's not going to take it. David Crockett's not going to take it. Dusty Rhodes, you want this. You got to beat me for it in less than 20 minutes.
Still the World Television Champion, Arn Anderson. We're coming right back. Back on World Championship Wrestling. I think from what we've seen earlier, we're going to really enjoy this interview.
Insane? Are you out of your mind? Get over here. Get over here right now. Come here, cheap suit. Come here. What is this? Whose idea is this?
It's a cage, Jim.
Dusty Rhodes, Rock and Roll Express. Who you think it's funny, don't you? You think it's real funny? Look at this right here.
Yeah.
Look at that. You think it's...
Well, the racket won't fit through, but anyway, you're going to be 80 feet in the air, so it wouldn't matter.
80 feet in the air, up above the arena, up above over the ring. I am scared of heights, Tony Schiavone. I am terrified of heights. I am not an animal. I am not somebody that ought to be locked in a cage, Tony Schiavone. And I don't care whose idea it was, whether it's Dusty Rhodes, you big idiot, you goofy plumber son from Austin, Texas. I'm sick of hearing about all that stuff. You're nothing but trash. Rock and roll, you're insane. You're trying to get me killed. You're nothing but trash. I refuse. I cannot. I will fight my mother's lawyers. We'll definitely hear about this. My mother's doctor. I have a morbid fear of heights. I promise you, Tony. I'm not.
Don't you? Well, I wanted to ask him if he thought maybe if he would keep the racket away from the ring, things like this wouldn't happen. But there he goes. Let's go to the ring. Nikita Koloff in his last appearance on nationwide TV until, so says Ivan Koloff, and according to Ivan, so says the Kremlin, until Nikita Koloff gets a shot, a match against Magnum TA for the U.S. heavyweight title on TV. Not just in an arena away from TV. The shot, or the title appearance, I guess I should say, has to be right on TV. And Josh Stroud, of all the people in the world right now, would not want to be the man that is Nikita Koloff's last match on TV. Even though Josh Stroud is a fine athlete, Nikita Koloff is, as always, an angry young man. Right on the back of Josh Stroud. Oh, what a great program we've had today. And don't forget, next week on World Championship Wrestling, the appearance of gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and Precious right here on the Best in Wrestling, the NWA. Right in the midsection. Nikita Koloff takes him down with a snapmare. And an elbow. One thing you got to give Nikita Koloff credit for, we talk about how awesome he is, how destructive he is. That's true. But he is such a polished wrestler. He is so complete. He is, as the Russians always claim, their superior athlete. The super athlete from the Soviet Union who decided to go to the wars of professional wrestling when the '84 Olympics were boycotted. All right, Ivan Koloff, who has to be given a lot of credit for this polished athlete. Will he be the next United States heavyweight champion? That is not a good thought at all. Now, I don't care what you think of Nikita Koloff, or you may like him, you may dislike him. Having the Russian and his way of thinking as the United States champion is not a good thought for anybody. Nikita slowly taking Josh Stroud apart. Stand up, Russian sickle. From a standing position, Stroud gets hit right below the chin, and it's lights out. Screaming for Magnum TA and the Road Warriors also. Nikita Koloff, Ivan, and Nikita in Nikita's last television match. Trying to humiliate Josh Stroud. Trying to hurt Josh Stroud. And there's Magnum TA. Magnum, who's been attacked, who's been double teamed by this Russian team before. And once again, hit in the back by Nikita Koloff. You can hear the fans. They're chanting for Dusty now. They're looking for the other half of America's team. Nikita Koloff, top turnbuckle. Top turnbuckle. And the Russian sickle. That has completely wiped out Magnum TA. And now they continue to pummel Magnum TA as Ron Garvin and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, finally come in and break this despicable act up. Magnum TA leveled at the hands of the Russian team. Dusty Rhodes now walking towards the dressing room. That's all this week on World Championship Wrestling. We'll see you next week.